Welcome to my views and news. Viewers, in this video, I want to share with you some reports regarding internal situation in Tigray. Recently, we mostly focused on the ongoing religious conflict in Ethiopia, a split in Orthodox Church, a confrontation between the government and the Orthodox Church led by Abune Matthias, but a lot is happening in Tigray, less covered. Why? Because mostly news outlets are busy covering other issues of the country. In Tigray, several issues are being seen: political, security, economic, apart from implementation of the peace deal. I am talking about internal issues of Tigray, not issues between Tigray and Eritrea, between Tigray and Addis Ababa. Internal issues are becoming a source of conflict between political parties, between the players in Tigray. Firstly, main issue is lack of political consensus regarding the future of Tigray in terms of holding of election, in terms of establishment of interim government in Tigray. We know that Pretoria deal clearly states that an interim government will be established in Tigray, which will hold elections, and then new government will take off office. But we have not seen participatory, inclusive dialogue in Tigray for the formation of interim government. Opposition parties are rejecting a committee formed by Tigray regional government. Tadesse Varade, Tigray's military commander, is heading a committee with around a dozen members. The committee is deliberating the procedure leading to formation of interim government in Tigray. But the committee does not have trust of opposition parties. We are seeing statements. Last night, Batona party, opposition party, issued a statement saying it was not part of any committee, any forum which was discussing establishment of interim government in Tigray. Before that, we saw that Tigray regional forces stormed a meeting of Tigray Independence Party. So the meeting was being held at a hotel, but police refused to provide security. Police said that the party should seek permission from Tigray's regional city council in Mekelle. The party refused. The party said that councils were illegitimate, as new interim government should be established, and police refused to allow the meeting to be held. Police stormed the venue. Hotel owner refused to host the meeting, and TIP party workers, journalists, they were dispersed. So opposition parties are not part of the ongoing process which was announced by Tigray regional government for the establishment of interim government in Tigray. And last night, Batona said in a statement that TPLF was not interested in establishment of provisional government. It was delaying the establishment of interim government, and that was leading to increased suffering for the people of Tigray. Batona said that federal government was delaying the restoration of some basic services, linking the restoration to the establishment of interim government, and TPLF was delaying the establishment. That is why it was leading to increased suffering for the people of Tigray. So there is lack of consensus between the opposition and the ruling party, TPLF, about interim government establishment in Tigray. First major issue. TPLF is not allowing political space to opposition parties. Opposition parties rejected TPLF's position about Pretoria Agreement, though they accepted ceasefire agreement, but they said that TPLF sold the people of Tigray. It sold the sovereignty of Tigray to the other side. And obviously, they are using this narrative for political advantage. They know that to put pressure upon TPLF in the upcoming regional election, they need to adopt a narrative that TPLF did not perform well in the last 2 years, and TPLF signed a weak deal. It sold the people of Tigray. This narrative is being launched by opposition parties. TPLF is selling a new narrative. It says that the deal, Pretoria deal, was the result of a struggle of Tigray government, Tigray people, Tigray forces. It never admitted its battlefield losses, which led to the signing of the peace deal. So you see, both sides have conflicting positions about Pretoria deal. Secondly, security issues are serious issues in Tigray, viewers, which were pointed out by federal government too in a statement that robberies, crimes against property are increasing, and gangs are operating in cities. Law and order situation is deteriorating. People are not safe. And what is adding to this situation is that regional police is now being established without consultation. Regional forces, we know that Tigray is allowed to form Tigray police like it had before the start of the war. But what is the criteria for induction, for recruitment? Who is deciding, who is monitoring this process of recruitment? No one knows. Rather, we are seeing that Tigray police has entered Adigrat, it has entered Shire, it is going to enter Makale. Who are these Tigray police members? Of course, they are TDF members, but who is recruiting them? And are opposition parties on board? They are rejecting reportedly. They have opposition parties, civil society, local media, diaspora. They are not being consulted. Regional government has just a few weeks or months in office, but it is building regional police without consultation. I don't know if Addis Ababa is on board or not. I don't think Addis Ababa is on board. But regional police is being established without consensus in Tigray. People say those who are being recruited are loyal to TPLF. They will not work impartially. And this regional police will be responsible for security in the upcoming regional election. And they say that TPLF is trying to influence, it is trying to form institutions which will help TPLF in the next presidential regional election after a few weeks. So these are serious allegations leading to confrontation, friction, distancing between opposition and government. Thirdly, economic issues, because Tigray is still under siege. The siege has not been lifted. No economic activity between Tigray and Amhara, Tigray and Afar. Roads leading from Amhara to Tigray were opened, but they were blocked. Taxes are being collected by militias in Amhara. From those travelers, from those truck owners who are supplying goods to Tigray, I mean in the form of aid from Amhara region. And Dassi to Makale Road was closed a few days ago, about which Tigray government, Tigray news sources spoke to. And no transport service allowed to be resumed between Tigray and Amhara, Tigray and Afar. Only internal transport service is working in Tigray. So no economic activity whatsoever. You can imagine that security issues, economic issues, political issues, and government has failed to create consensus. This is the time, this is test of the government. Can the government keep Tigray united? And does it want to keep Tigray united by force or through dialogue? So far, it is using force. And we should not blame just TPLF. Opposition parties, on the one hand, reject TPLF. On the other hand, they accept Pretoria deal. They are forming new narratives because they want to give a tough time to the TPLF in the next regional election. So they are working for their political narratives. None of them oppose Pretoria deal. If TPLF sold people of Tigray, why didn't they oppose the Pretoria deal? No one is opposing Pretoria deal. At the same time, Salzeboyene, Batona and TIP, they are criticizing TPLF for selling Tigray to foreign forces and others. It means that they want to achieve their political objectives by launching new political narratives. What is needed is internal unity because Tigray needs reconstruction, rehabilitation. There are tens of thousands of Tigrayans are still outside Tigray. In Sudan, there are more than 70,000. In neighboring regions too. At prisons too, there are Tigranian speaking ENDF members there. But nothing is happening for the return of these Tigrayans. Rather, opposition, government fighting. Tigray military will have to play its role. Varade, Sadkan, they should try to create unity between the opposition and the government. But so far, Varade has failed because Varade held a press briefing just an hour ago. And last night, Batona rejected the committee, saying it was not part of the committee being led by Tadase Varade. So these are some of the issues which I mentioned. There are several other issues too, internal issues which need to be tackled for peace, stability in Tigray region of Ethiopia. Thanks for watching.